Retro. Retro.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to New Mexico Flag Interview Series, Episode 2. Today, we got Kole Spathelf from Team Nemesis with us. We're going to talk a little bit about his story, how he's enjoying the league, and kind of just digging deep about himself personally.
Hey,
What's going on, brother?
it's going good. How are you doing?
Good, man. Another Friday night. Got to watch some football.
Oh, yeah.
That was a
hell of a game.
hell of a game. Came down to the wire. For sure.
Insane.
Absolutely.
I mean,
What was your thoughts on the game?
honestly, I'm glad that the players are being more physical. Like Jalen Hurts, as we saw last night with Lamar Jackson as well, they're actually lowering the shoulder and bringing more physicality to the league again. And it's been great seeing that in that game. It was insanely back and forth, but if the Packers would have capitalized on their first two drives after those mistakes, they would have had the game. But
yeah, I mean, they had a chance at the end. I know Jordan Love got hurt. So.
Oh yeah, 30 seconds, but like the Eagles held the ball for 7 minutes, and that's, you see that nowadays in Madden, but also now to see it in the league, like you're going to hold on to the ball and not give the other team a chance.
Right.
And, but it's also a strategic, gameplay because of it. So
Absolutely. It's kind of what Nemesis does. Now that we're talking about that. But
well,
what was that?
I was going to say, well, that's because of the high competition that this league has brought, honestly, with all on the other teams.
Yeah, the game management's a huge part of it for sure. Yes, sir.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, we happy to have you on. You're definitely an all-star in our league, offensively, defensively. I know you even get your punt on here and there. So I definitely wanted to bring you on and kind of hear your story and kind of get to know you a little bit better. So just to kind of get started, tell us about Kole. What makes you Kole?
Well, honestly, football has been a huge part of my life, and ever since moving out here to New Mexico and joining into the Yaffle League at a young age, it was just all I could really think about doing. And going through high school, finally being on my senior year, going undefeated with Cleveland, and was with just the amount of talent on that team, with all the where all the other guys kind of went off to, was just to be a part of that was just something special, honestly.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then from there I left to go play Division III football for a year.
Okay. Where?
Trine University, all the way out in Angola, Indiana, like right up in the right where all three states meet of Michigan, Ohio, and Indiana.
Okay. And you said that was D3?
Yeah, Division III.
Okay. How do you think that compares to like D2, D1?
Competition level is still there. Like the talent that they still brought, could rival for one of these other like higher divisions as well. But it's still a different environment, given that also being in the Midwest, coming from New Mexico, as dry as it is,
Right.
I remember first day of training was 70 degrees and 70% humidity, just baking out there.
Why is the humidity so bad out there? There's some lakes out there? Or?
Yeah, the Great Lakes, and just being in the Midwest, and just like the greenery that the environment is around, and the farmland as well.
Right. Okay. Let's talk about your Yaffle days. Tell me a little bit about that. So you started Yaffle out here in Albuquerque or Rio Rancho, or?
It was Rio Rancho.
Okay.
I first started my first year. I started on the offensive line. They just threw me in there, and then I kind of teamed hopped after that here and there for like 2 or 3 years. I went from being a guard to center to tight end, and then ending my Yaffle career at being a tight end, still being on the line. But it was still a fun experience just to be, have that knowledge throughout just early on.
Right. What up? So, you're playing on the line. So were you a big boy for your size, or how did that? Are you strong? Because I know you're down to block in the league, but you don't look like a lineman, So
it was more. I was not a big kid back then. I didn't get shoulders until I was in my sophomore year of high school. But just to still be like at the center point of the offensive line, to understand the plays, and also where the play starts at in the trenches, and to establish that first before all the other, players do their part.
Right.
So.
Right. And that's the foundation of an offense, the O line, and a running back.
Exactly. The longevity of the other players that, obviously move the ball down the field, but still it's, as you see in the league, where teams are throwing out these young quarterbacks in not so good situations, like we saw with Andrew Luck, of why he retired so early, because they never really invested in an offensive line around him to protect him. And so,
right,
got to give props to the offensive line.
Right. And then you switching over to tight end, you got hands, you got speed. So was it just a natural kind of transition?
Yeah, it became as another facet to my game, to incorporate that I can get open. Kind of the growing up as a Patriots fan, and during that time, seeing how Gronk came into the league, and how he was, kind of pull from his game a little bit, that the versatility of the tight end position.
Right. Okay. Love it. And then let's talk about what middle school. Same thing. What position you play in middle school?
Yeah, middle school was more still Yaffle, and I was just a tight end right up until going into high school, and I started out as tight end, and then also cornerback, but due to a shortage of linebackers, I got moved to outside linebacker.
Okay.
And from there, I started to excel more as an outside linebacker versus who was in front of me for the tight end position, because I'm only 5'11" right now, and there was 6'3", 6'4" guys ahead of tall guys ahead of me, better for the position.
Right. And you're a team player, so whatever the team needs. So okay. And then going into high school, stayed tight end, or not tight end. You stayed outside linebacker. Yeah,
I stayed at the outside linebacker position, really setting the edge, and even though I was still undersized for my position, I still was able to hold down my position, disrupting the edge and even giving jam to the receivers on the line. I became more versatile that way.
Right. You like learned how to kind of put your athletic ability into that outside line position and thrive.
Exactly.
Makes sense. Okay. Did you get any like awards in high school?
There was just the besides the state championship ring and the shirt that I have on.
Yes, sir.
The award that I got from at the end of the year from my coaches was the Heart Award, and it was basically given to somebody who displayed, like, no matter the cost, that he was willing to put in the work and the effort towards the greater good of the team.
Right. I could see that. Absolutely. I can see you out there on Saturday nights, just kind of how you are with the team. You'll pretty much play anywhere. You'll lay out for balls. True team player. Love it. And so kind of talking, since we're talking about your childhood when it comes to football. What about, did you play any other sports growing up?
Before moving out here, I played some baseball, and only played it about a year when I moved out here. But back in Ohio, I tried for pitcher, I tried for first baseman, but then ultimately I ended up in playing catcher. And I've always had a knack for sports. It's always just been a big part of my life. Growing up in Ohio, and just not only being like an hour and a half away from Detroit, we were able to go to some of the Tigers games and the Red Wings games there at the old Joe Louis Arena, and just always enjoying that part of being a part of, like, witnessing those kinds of games and everything.
Right. So just baseball?
Yeah, just baseball, really.
Okay. I play baseball myself. I played shortstop, pitcher, left field. I was probably better at baseball than I was football, but I was so in love with football and just the adrenaline, like waiting all week for Friday nights, Saturday nights, like there's
the anticipation.
There's nothing like it. And it's crazy because, like, while I was playing in the league, I know that was how I felt, and I know that's a lot of like how a lot of the players in the league kind of feel that they're looking forward to the game Saturday night.
Oh yeah,
that's awesome. Okay, so then after high school, we go to college, and you stayed outside linebacker in college.
Yeah, what it was kind of like it was more outside linebacker for the position wise, but kind of like a roaming strong safety, given with the versatility of being able to, with what their scheme that they had going on,
right?
Bringing in some rushes and still being out there for coverage as well,
right?
Being that versatile, reading the plays and dictating that. So,
right. Okay. And you played all 4 years out there?
No, I only played for 1 year when I was out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you go to school for out there?
I originally went out there for mechanical engineering, before switching it up and really testing out what I really wanted to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So now your career, you're a metal fabricator. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm a welder for a construction company for a local one here in Albuquerque, Insight, and it's just having that skill of fabricating all these structural pieces like handrail down to columns for buildings has been really great for me. Finding that knack to weld. So
that's awesome. I mean, it's all about learning trades, man. That's awesome.
That's where it's at, really.
Okay, and how long have you been doing that for?
I've been doing that for about 3 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
so very young in the industry.
Your career is you going to stick with welding and kind of grow with that?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for and hoping to build upon.
Love it. Okay, awesome. So I want to talk to you a little bit about your favorite teams, football, baseball, basketball.
Run right through them. As I mentioned, the Patriots, obviously for my NFL team. Being from Ohio, my college team has been always Ohio State, and just been enamored with that history, with that storied school. Detroit Red Wings for my hockey team, the Tigers for my baseball team, and I've been a Boston Celtics fan since they won the 2008 title.
Okay. Also, you hopped on with the Celtics on that,
and stayed on it.
I'm a big Laker fan, so I see you though. I mean, those guys were awesome. Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen,
that was a tough unit right there.
Absolutely. That during that era between the Lakers and the Celtics, sports was different, and I miss it.
It's like that rivalry, and like I mentioned with Ohio State, and just that rivalry with that other school up north just has been it's been crazy every year. It's never been not the biggest event.
Right. Okay. So I did want to talk to you a little bit about you being a back-to-back champ in New Mexico flag. I mean, with Team Nemesis, you started with, or actually, you tell me kind of how you started in the league, and how it's been going so far, and about your back-to-back championship.
Well, we all started from a free agent team in the first season and came together that way, and afterwards we formed the Bounty Hunters through seasons 2 and 3. No, 2, 3, and 4. Started with that, and from there we finally came together in season 3 and 4 for that runner-up, and then the actual championship defeat against Dawghouse, and then after that, just starting Nemesis was kind of a decision between the majority of us, and just wanting to keep it going. Coming back together like that and adding new pieces, and utilizing everybody's strengths and knowledge, because that's the one thing that I can say that our team is very high football IQ, and just the communication between everybody is never faltered, honestly, because everybody takes responsibility for their own. So,
yeah,
just winning those 2 championships was just, pretty significant moments, because they were not blowout games whatsoever. Because give credit to where credit is due. Dawghouse most hated our reigning 3-time champions, which you can't take away from that, obviously, because they came in as a unit and they're still one of the top teams. But winning them so closely down to one place, because that's all it really is. It's just one play that can either go for you in your favor or be the defining moment that you're just come up short.
Right. I mean, that's huge. Like, those games were intense, and I know Dawghouse came in pretty confident. And I'm pretty sure both games, both championship games, you guys started off with an early lead, and Dawghouse was pretty much trying to chase you guys down. Our most hated was trying to kind of chase you guys down for the most part. But like I said, you guys are great at game managing. Junior's a smart quarterback. Tell me a little bit about your quarterback.
Junior, I mean, what can I say? He's been top notch since day one, really. The way his athleticism is sneaky good. Like, I compare him to think of Donovan McNabb, Dante Culpepper, Vince Young, Texas days. The way that they're able to still stand in the pocket tall and just scan the field quickly and make a decision, to being forced out of the pocket and then having to run and gaining a lot of yards. Like, he can move.
Yeah.
And that's what is underestimated in his game, honestly.
Right. One thing I've really noticed in this game is his composure. Whenever he's blitzed, whether it's one rusher, two rusher, he knows where he's going with the ball, almost every time. I think he's really, like, honestly, I've seen him grow within these past 6 seasons, like from, season 1, 2 to where he's at now. Like, he's arguably, the top quarterback in the league. And I'd be interested to see a vote between, the league, and see who would vote Isaac from Dawghouse or who would vote for, Junior from Nemesis. Like, I think that would be a pretty close vote, but it's just crazy to see his growth.
Easily. Because we're talking Isaac from Dawghouse, most hated, and Junior, that's like Peyton Manning, Brady right now, this rivalry back and forth. And what I can't wait for is to see the footage of those championship games, and actually see every moment, because it's our Super Bowl. It's it's the pinnacle. And for them and us to be up there consistently has been great, and especially from Junior leading everything.
Right. And let's while we're on your teammates, let's talk about, your other deadly weapon, Darius Haywood. I'm pretty sure he said he never played football before. He's just pretty much just a raw athlete, but week after week, he's leading the league in touchdowns, interceptions. He's a beast, and for him to not actually have a football background blows my mind. It makes me think that, like, if he really wanted to pursue, being, like, potentially playing pro arena ball, or even like overseas, like, I know I could definitely help him out, kind of, pursue that. But it's just crazy that he doesn't have a football background. He's literally one of the best in the league.
And to that point, he's just has such raw potential, and just like I said about everybody on our team, is that such high football IQ, and at least to know what to do with the position, and understand how to on defense, how to coverage better of what we're seeing. But his ability on offense is just, A1 top notch of the league. I mean,
Right.
last week 1, he would have had 6 touchdowns if he didn't charity pitch me one.
He's a nice guy too, so
he
and
he stands on his business whenever he goes one-on-one with people, and he is like obviously top 2, top 3 wide receivers of this league.
Right. I mean, I definitely agree, and that's actually something I want to do. I want to do kind of like a top 20, or maybe even top 50 players in the league, and kind of come together and see who actually is the best of the league, and kind of give them their recognition.
One-on-ones and everything.
Yeah, well, not necessarily doing one-on-ones, but just kind of, in the past 6 seasons, who I think is, the best in the league,
Yeah.
But I think that would be super cool to kind of break down. I know some other guys, so might consider doing that as well.
Oh, that would be really fun.
Mm-hmm. And then, since we're still on the topic with your teammates, let's talk a little bit about Eli. Eli is, he's sneaky good out there. Who else you got? Jonathan.
Eli.
Jonathan picked off Chaos back to back in the flats last
kept
week.
testing him.
Man, he was just, I don't know if he was disguising him or what. He was just jumping the route.
He was in the right position, and trying him out last year at cornerback more. This year, after week 1, he really held down his own more, and just like I said, he was in the right position for those, because seeing one of them, it was definitely a miscommunication between the receiver and Ed, but it was going to go out of bounds, and he still caught it 2 feet in, and just, the control that he had there was amazing.
Right.
In that game. So.
Okay. And then
Eli last year and throughout the whole seasons, he was crazy good in the middle, and his rushing ability just to get past the blocker was up there. Really, it wasn't posted much about even in his stats, but even still, it's still game changing to get that and to have that from him. But with the guys that we have now, Dylan being back after being hurt for a while, it's been solid for our linebackers and also for center.
Yeah, Dylan's he can definitely hold his own weight. I love watching him play. He definitely goes hard, and he plays clean too for the most part. So I appreciate that, because the trenches could be pretty ugly at times.
Oh yeah, and not just in the trenches, because hats off to our guys, Chase Austin, AJ, and Dylan, holding their own against Chaos and their notorious defense. Hats off to them for holding it down and giving Junior that time. But also he's deadly in the red zone too, with his sheer size and ability to create space with his body too.
Right.
Is another great part of his game.
So, what would you say separates Nemesis from, the rest of the teams in the league? You guys don't have the biggest guys. You guys don't have the fastest guys, you don't have the most guys. You guys' roster, I think, is about 10 or 11. What separates you guys from the rest of the teams in the league?
If I had to really say one thing, it would probably be our drive and our just our accountability with not only ourselves but with one another, and taking our responsibility that way, but also just keeping a cool head when we can has been a good part of our game. And really, we don't take any team lightly, because even last year we still, with that super week 3-4 super weekend of all those games, we still ended up losing 2, and that's only because it was just spacing, scheduling. But even that, we were just tired after it all said and done. So it's not like we aren't the top team, but also we just know how to come together in those moments, and I think that's a big positive for all of our guys on this team.
Right. I mean, I definitely agree. If I would have to say, it would be your guys' composure. You guys are kind of the encouraging type of team, rather than like fighting with each other and stuff. If someone gets beat or whatever, you guys are gonna kind of come uplift your teammates. And if someone gets beat, for a touchdown, you guys aren't, going down their throat. You know what I'm saying? So it's that's definitely something that separates you guys, and I think that definitely helped you guys in championship a couple times. So keep that up. That's culture, man. That's rare for teams. And I also think you guys' IQ. I think you guys look at the game differently. Your guys' defense is definitely top 3 defense. We don't talk about Nemesis defense as much, but I mean, you guys definitely communicate well, and top 3 defense for sure.
I think that's probably one of our underrated talents is our defense, and how we find a way to stop these talented teams.
What would you say your guys' area of opportunity is when it comes to offense and defense?
Area of opportunity. Honestly, I think it's still like our ability to figure out matchups and reading the defense on what they're giving us and what they're presenting us, and finding the holes there. And also, our communication on defense, that we really trust each other in each position, that you're going to do your job and I'm going to do mine, and I'm going to communicate, passing the guy off, or crashing down and corral, running to get the flags.
Right.
So.
Okay. So I do want to kind of throw you out there a little bit. I want you to do the top 3 players for each position. We'll start off at quarterback. I wanted to rank them from 1 to 3.
I'm gonna, as biased as I can be, I'm gonna go Junior, and then Isaac, and third quarterback. That's because that spot's kind of debatable. I say right now, huh?
I said, who jumps out to you?
I'm trying to remember his name from Spiritual Snipers. I think he's a pretty solid quarterback.
I don't think I know his name. He's kind of been hit or miss. He hasn't been there.
Right, long. But yeah, when he was there, but I guess the more consistent would be what's the name from Gimme Some?
Phil? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Junior, Isaac, and Phil, top 3 picks.
Oh,
and Let's go top 3 receivers. Actually, since we'll do 5 receivers, top 5 receivers.
5 receivers.
Make it a little easy for you.
I'll say Darius 1. Oh man, he was just player of the week too.
Is that Seth?
No, the
Kyle?
bad with names. Yeah, Kyle.
Okay, yeah.
Kyle, Marcellus, just with his ability to his drop hip run and then popping back up to run is
right. Okay.
crazy. Seth, it would be 4 because he, as young as he is, his ability to not only jump in the middle of the field but also in the end zone is pretty crazy, like going up there. And I would say myself at 5, but I won't. Chrissy, most hated.
Okay, I respect that. I was wondering if you were gonna put yourself in there. I was like, okay, but I mean, you're a humble guy, so I mean, you'll let the people talk for you. I definitely think you're a top 5, and I think Chrissy for sure deserves to be in that top 5. So I respect that decision. Sure.
Oh yeah.
Any honorable mentions that you want to throw out there for?
Oh, I mean, almost anybody on most hated. What's the
Jalen?
Yes.
Yeah.
He for his size in the end zone has benefited them a lot because the way Isaac can put it in that tight window is just why they're in the championship every season.
Right.
And the other guy on most hated as well
was or like Matt?
No, not Matt.
Who's it, Javier?
I think so.
Yeah. Little slot receiver?
Yeah.
Okay, Javier. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Love it. And then let's go DBs.
Oh man, Anton Stevens, you know him. Got to give it up to the interception leader.
King. He switched over to receiver now.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he let Skrilla Jalen go to safety, and he's playing receiver this season.
Good to know. First game for us tomorrow, so
you're gonna have to make your adjustments accordingly.
Gotta do my game planning tonight.
You got Anthony,
Malik King, Darius as well up there with the DBs. Man, I would have to say I'm gonna have to go with those top 3.
Top 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, you didn't add yourself.
I mean, you called me on a penalty last week, so no. I know my defense game and my IQ with that. So it's not that I don't consider myself up there.
Right. Okay. So kind of just tell me a little bit about your overall, experience when it comes to the league and, the community aspect. Just kind of what you think about the league when it comes to all aspects.
Honestly, the league has been has been amazing. That since it's started back around Thanksgiving time, and we're already in our sixth season, and just I think it's something that Albuquerque has been needing for a long time, and for you to bring it here has been fantastic, and just the opportunities that it's giving everybody, and just the location that we play at has been amazing too, and generous. It's amazing to see that many people is from just getting out of high school to older guys wanting to who can still be out there, playing and producing for their team has been welcoming a lot, really. And so I'm just excited to see where this league starts to end up,
Can you hear me? You there?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Did anything come through?
I think you froze up, bro.
Ah.
You don't have to go over it. Maybe the last part of what you said.
Well, I'm just excited to see where the league ends up, really, because the opportunities for everybody that's in the league is attainable for anybody from coming out of high school to to all the older guys who are out there being active and contributing.
Right. How does it feel playing against like pro players and I mean, we do got a handful of pro arena players out there. How does that feel making plays against them?
Honestly, it's kind of rewarding in a way if you think about it, because I mean, no matter where anybody came from, just the opportunity to compete against such talent that's been to Division I or the NFL as well, or the arena leagues, and just like I said, the opportunity that the league presents for everybody is been fantastic.
Right. And then I mean, even with us kind of traveling together and trying to put New Mexico on the scene, I know you're a part of that. What's your kind of thoughts on that aspect of it?
It's been kind of more eye-opening to see the the availability to compete against all these other teams from around the country, and like you said, put New Mexico on the map, but also just still to again compete against such high competition out there. I think it's going to be fantastic. The more that we start going to.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we're just getting started, and I think we definitely have the talent here in New Mexico to really compete nationally, and go to some of these big national tournaments. I mean, as you know, the sport of flag football is blowing up. It's going to be in the Olympics next year, or not next year, and in 4 years in
Right.
LA. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but girls flag football in Arizona and Colorado is actually a sanctioned sport. Girls are getting scholarships for it now.
Wow.
Opportunities blowing up, so I'm excited to kind of help New Mexico and Albuquerque kind of get some of these guys to possibly chase their dreams. And I mean, outside of that, like, I just love being out there with the guys. It's a vibe. I truly love the game, so being out there is just, it's awesome, especially having the fam involved and stuff.
Oh yeah. Like,
absolutely. And speaking on fam, I mean, you probably got the most dedicated girlfriend. Excuse me, dedicated wife in the league, man. I mean, I feel like she hasn't missed one game, 1 week. You know, like she's always there. Talk a little bit about you and her.
Well, we've been together for 7 years, and she's been fantastic. And it's just to have her support and just out there to show out essentially in front of her, because nothing beats seeing the smile on her face from across the field, and just going out there and just being myself. Has been wonderful to share that side of myself to her.
That's awesome. Like before the league, did she know how much of a baller you really were, or has the league kind of like really shown her like what you're really capable of?
It's the second one. Yeah, the league's really shown her.
I love it. Another question: how long you been growing your beard for, man?
The most asked question that I've gotten. I've started growing it out since 2017 or 2016, and I just left it grow by itself ever since.
8 years.
It's been a part of me for so long. But I take care of it really well.
There you go. How do you so how does it not catch on fire when you're welding? Like that's
funny enough.
That's on mine.
Funny enough, the welding hood just comes down right.
Perfect.
I can get it all into screen here. Comes down right to here, and so I'm protected still. But I put enough protective products in my beard that I've not been too worried about it catching on fire.
There you go. We do have a question by Wavy Griego Tonio. He said, real question is, did Kyle score 5 times last week? No, he did not score 5. But he did get, I'm pretty sure, 3 or 4 interceptions, and I think he got 3 touchdowns, if I'm correct. So he still did have a big night. But to have his back on this one, he only had 2 games. He was supposed to have 3 games, but we had a lightning delay. So I'm sure he probably would have got that 5 TDs. But speaking of 5 TDs, what's the most TDs you got in a weekend?
Oh man, I think it was. I think it might have been the playoffs. The one season, I think it was 6, maybe 7.
Dang. Okay. I love it. All right.
And then another time, Josh on our team, Josh Sanchez, he got 7 or 8 touchdowns one weekend. He went off.
What? I'm telling you, he's sneaky good. Your whole team is just sneaky good. Like, it's crazy.
Everybody's talented.
Man, whenever I found out you guys beat Public Enemy, because I mean, Public Enemy's, they're stacked. They're veterans. We lost to them in the playoffs. And then when they played you guys, and I saw you guys walking over to play Most Hated, I honestly was a little bit, I don't know why, but I was a little bit like shocked, because like I said, like you guys are just like kind of just under the radar, like you guys don't look like you guys would just be super ballers. You guys just kind of look at just like average Joes out there, just mossing people and just killing people. I love
dodgeball. Just
has that I Am Legend look with his beanie going on.
Oh yeah, Junior with the shades and this. I am not even just as I Am Legend, like a Book of Eli with the like Denzel with the cap back and his shades on. He's just cool, calm, and collected in the pocket. That's right. Why he's one of the top quarterbacks in the league.
Exactly. Yeah. So I do want to kind of show some of your highlights. We got a few clips, I think some photos, but I do want to kind of show the people what you're working with. We can get that going.
Awesome.
And do you have any highlights like in college or anything?
I don't have my college film, but I do have a highlight reel of how I was in high school.
This play right here, crazy catch. You literally did a 360, turned your hips.
Did a couple back pedal steps to track the ball.
There you go.
And being covered by the defender there.
Mm-hmm.
This one, the opportunity that from Antone about to pick it.
Oh yeah.
And just tracking it there.
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy.
There it is, high point.
I robbed that one from Noah 100%, but I mean, I had to show out with the one hand.
Love it. I love how you sit down in zones. I mean, you find windows and just sit. Darius is really good at that as well. But one thing about your game is you play big. You know, like how tall are you?
I'm only 5'11".
No way. Wow. I mean, you play like legit, like you're at least 6'2", 6'1", 6'2", like for reals. I mean, and I was guessing you're like 6'1", like, you know, but 5'11". Really?
It just depends on which convenience store I leave on my height there. But yeah, I as far as on offense, I try to, if it's getting passed to me, I'm gonna be sure to be the only one to come down with it, no matter what's happening. Because my philosophy has been, if I can get it into my hands, then I should be able to come down and catch it. You know.
Right. I mean, and that's like your jump balls. I mean, you know, I mean, second to none. It's legit. The way you go up for the ball, you go up strong. Another thing we haven't touched is your hands. Like, you got really strong hands whenever you go up for the ball, you know. But that's interesting. 5'11". I thought for sure you're 6'1". How much do you weigh?
About 185, 190.
Oh, okay. You play big. I love that, man.
Thank you.
I can imagine you playing some arena ball, you know, playing some safety or some, you know, some corner. You ever thought about playing pro ball?
I've thought about it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think you got what it takes, you know. I mean, it's a total different game. But just seeing pro talent, you feel me, firsthand, I definitely think that if that's something you pursued, I think you definitely have a shot, man.
Oh yeah. I'm definitely interested.
Well, yeah, tap in, man. I know a lot of teams. I mean, we can definitely kind of get you some tryouts or.
Awesome.
The only thing is, like I said, you don't have film, so it's more than likely you'd have to kind of go in and show out.
Prove it, kind of.
I can see you as like a kind of a jack linebacker. You know, I mean, I don't know if you like the rush.
I mean, I've always enjoyed rushing and like disguising it in some ways, or being able to get free off the edge and just attack. As it's not like you said, like my game. I'm not afraid to go down and block, but I'm not also afraid to rush after the quarterback and try to sack him.
Right. Yeah, I think you definitely. I mean, that's what's cool about you is, I mean, you're an athlete, so I mean, you can definitely potentially play receiver, potentially play some corner, safety, you know, some jack linebacker. I mean, shoot, I've called you to help me on the line, you know. I mean, we're 2-0 so far in cash tournaments together. And
yeah.
You know, I call you. I'm like, yo, if your team's not playing, there's certain guys that I'm like, of course, like I'm gonna hit him up and see if he's available off top.
I appreciate it, really.
But cool, man. I think we touched on a lot of great topics. I feel like we got to learn a lot about you. Is there any kind of shout outs or anyone or anything you kind of want to leave us with?
Shout out to, I mean, all the guys that made this league possible, to all the teams that come out every Saturday to compete, and, you know, especially to the guys who aren't shy to get physical. But really, major props to everybody on Nemesis, really, on our team, how we can just come together every weekend and win games and going for 3-peat.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, awesome, man. I really, really appreciate you coming on with us. Like I said,
Thank you for having me.
You're one of the top players in our league, you know, offensively, defensively. And I wish you luck on that 3-peat. I think you guys, I mean, you started off 3-0, so you guys are definitely in good shape to make that happen. But good luck tomorrow as well.
Thank you.
All right,
Really.
you take
All
care. Right. Good night, and we'll see you tomorrow.
All right, see you tomorrow.
Yeah, they wanna know how to get like me. Dream so big that I cannot sleep. Put in that time and I put in that grind. I'm the best in the world, that's all I see. Never back down, I'm standing strong. They gonna talk, but they all been wrong. What they gonna say when I keep going up? What they gonna do when I don't fall off? Look at my skills, look at my flaws. Never been perfect, I'm not a god, but I'm a GOAT. I've been the greatest whenever I spoke. Looking around and they doing the most. Whatever I touch, I turn it to gold. Tell them there's levels to be in the game. They wanna compete, but they not coming close. No, I'ma keep going again and again. Whatever I want, I'ma get. They gon' be saying they know I'm a friend of a friend. Whenever I become the best, I don't be spending my time on the internet. I just be living it out in the flesh. I don't need nothing to motivate me. Winners are never gon' wait for success. Yeah. Look at my neck, shining. Look at my bank, comments. Look at my wrist, AP. Who is the GOAT? I am. Look at my neck, shining. Look at my bank, comments. Look at my wrist, AP. Who is the GOAT? I am. Hey, got more money and I got